Hello, it's me, Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and today I'm going to do a spoiler or preview roundup video. Now, I'm not a massive fan of going through every single preview and pumping out the videos to farm engagement and views like a lot of content creators will. I have no ill will to people that do that, and obviously news videos are helpful for people. It's just not my kind of thing. However, I can't not talk about either new things that are coming out in new sets or the reprints and the talk around the reprints in things like Masters sets. So for that reason, ongoing, I think I'm going to do these roundups. At the end of the week, probably on the Friday or the Saturday, I will do a video like this where I talk about the roundup of the previews from the previous week. That means I'll probably do one more of these next week, although I am taking some time off next week. I'm actually out of office, as the adults and grown-ups say. So normally there'd be one or two of these, maybe 3 per set. This one's going to have at least this one and perhaps another as well. The big elephant in the room is whether or not I even like Masters sets, because there's just... every Masters set's controversial, right? I went back and watched all my Ultimate Masters videos prior to it coming out because the price of that was a big bugbear for the community. And yeah, it was controversial because it's expensive. It seems like every single time a Masters set comes out, it is controversial because it's expensive. So here is my key points about that. I love Masters sets, and I don't think they should be premium priced. That's kind of it, really. There's been very few Masters sets that have been a genuine disappointment, especially in terms of being able to draft them or play them in limited. I love playing master sets, drafting them at events, drafting them with my friends, and mainly phantom drafting them online on Modo, normally on stream. I did a lot of that for Eternal Masters, Iconic Masters and so on, and Modern Masters 3. Most Modern Masters and Masters environments in general, especially Eternal Masters, are great limited environments, a lot of fun. They're probably 70% limited and 30% cube. They're not really cube, they're nowhere near being cube, but the power level's so much higher that it feels a bit more like cube. For that reason, it resonates with me, I guess. So I love that Master sets are designed to be this limited environment. However, I do think that's using an excuse to just dump a load of shit rares into the set, which we'll come to in a moment. And honestly, if you're going to pump up the price of the set, then I can see why people get annoyed about no value in there. There's been bad rares in every single Magic set since the dawn of time. It's part of their standard operating rhythm and the standard way that Magic works. It's not great, and just because it's always happened shouldn't mean that it should always happen. Things can change. Positive progress and change can happen. That said, I'm not going to expect it to change, honestly. However, when it comes to packs that are like, 10, 15, 20 bucks, or in the case of the VIP packs, like 100, it's kind of getting to the absurd point when they start putting crap cards in there. So I think the whole Master set being for limit thing, I like it, but I think the fact that it's premium priced, well, those two things don't go hand in hand. If you want to hear more talk about that, I did an episode where I got very angry about the VIP pricing. There's an episode of Dice Removal that should be out a day or so after this video goes out between myself and Brian, where we talk about Double Masters at great length. It's not necessarily the spoilers themselves, but about the whole idea of the product. And also tomorrow I have another Double Masters video coming out, which is called 100 Things You Can Buy Instead of a VIP Booster. So, let's look at some spoilers, because I know someone's going to comment down below going, oh my god, we're several minutes in and he hasn't mentioned a spoiler. So I'm using Mythic Spoiler here to go through and have a look at the set and talk about some of the stuff that's in it. And well, yeah, I generally don't think the reprints are bad. Now there are like some duds, some things that were worth $1 or $2 at most. Blasphemous Act, Salvage Titan was pennies. I had dozens of these in my folders from my time in playing during Alara Block, and Kemba was probably no more than $1. So some of these cards are genuinely just not worth the price of admission, and I don't really understand why they're in the set, barring the limited environment thing, which again goes back to the whole pricing thing. Dark Confidant, Sneak Attack, Doubling Season, Jace the Mind Sculptor, like right there we got a swath of like things that the Magic environment wants. Doubling Season is very much a commander card. Sneak Attack sees minor commander play, I guess, but it's a legacy card. Dark Confidant spans all of the environments in which it can see play, and Jace is this iconic, powerful card. And then we have land tax over here, which honestly, I didn't realise it was so expensive. It's $37.99 for the Battle Bond printing, so I'm not really mad about that as a reprint from the Mythic area either. Then we've got Aethersworn Canonist, which wasn't in dire need of a reprint. I mean, it's hovering around the $5 mark, so it's not a bad rare to pick up. It's actually very, very good in both Modern and Legacy, and I play it in Death and Taxes all the time. So again, not a useless rare, and not exactly junk either. Skithwix was spiking horribly. Godo was probably carrying a price tag. Vengevine is a generally good card. And Force of Will, I wasn't even expecting to see Force of Will in this set, if I'm completely honest with you. I didn't think that would be a thing they would do again so soon after seeing it in... where was it last? Was it Iconic Masters? Nope, I looked it up. Eternal Masters. And like, They're priced now at like $150 for an Eternal Masters Force of Will. Has that spiked recently? Wow, it spiked only a couple of months ago. Okay. I mean, Eternal Masters was like almost 2 years ago, so we do need another Force of Will printing, so yeah, I'm all for it. It's a shame that the main core one in the set still uses Therese Nielsen art after they've severed ties to her for being a TERF, so it would have been nice if they're just not bothered with that. But I know that the box topper Force of Will looks absolutely incredible. So if we scroll down here, we'll see some of the box toppers. I'm going to talk more about these in a moment, because I really, really like them. But where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I hadn't seen this. This is a Phyrexian Metamorph box topper. Ooh. Okay, looks like there's 2 cards in this set that I need to get hold of. Force of Will box topper here is beautiful. I don't like the flavor text. J Cloud was talking about this on Twitter, how like it's typical boring sort of counterspells flavor text where it's like, haha, I gotcha, or you're not quite good enough for me, the arrogance of blue mages and all that shit. But in reality, Force of Will isn't just like a scalpel precision tool like a lot of counter magic is. The flavor behind it is that you're sacrificing like resources like hand and life to use your sheer force of will, your sheer volition to stop something that shouldn't happen or would ruin your plans otherwise. So the fact that it takes on that similar crappy flavor text, not crappy, that's pretty unfair. The typical flavor text where it's the arrogant blue mage thing, I can see what he means when he says it's kind of a bit boring. But these box toppers, Jesus Christ, look at them. Phyrexian Metamorph. I mean, Jace just being the full art extended one is probably cooler than like the one from the Mythic Collector box or whatever the hell it was. I just realised I adjusted my balls whilst the camera was on me, so you might have seen me adjusting my balls there. It's sweaty in England right now. So I think that might even be more collectible than those, because this art is truly iconic. This Metamorph looks beautiful. In fact, Metamorph is one of my favourite cards to ever see print. It's one of my favourite commander cards. It's so versatile. So again, I'm after this one. But specifically, I like this Council's Judgment too being an is that an Orzhov Council's Judgment? Is that the Ghost Council Passing Judgment? Okay, I'm in. I need some of them for Legacy too. And the other one that I really well, I like a lot of them. The Chrome Mox is beautiful. The Mox Opal I want to talk about in a moment, and the Exploration, but it's the Fire and Ice. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a set full Japanese one in my Death and Taxes deck, because I do like getting fancy foreign foils and original foils and things, but that sort of Fire and Ice is beautiful, and I'll be picking one of those up for Commander. So that and Metamorph have got me hyped. Wurmcoil's a little bit uninspired, I guess, but it's not bad. And I love the Urzamine Power Plant Tower Khan Liberated, like a panorama thing. Now, I guess we'll address this whilst we're on that topic. People have been really, really mad about the fact that they originally said it was going to be rares in the box topper slot. And if you don't know, to fill you in, there are box toppers, 2 box toppers per box that are non-foil for every single box of Double Masters. And then for the VIP boxes, you can, or boosters, should I say, you can get, well, you will get 2 box toppers that are in foil in those boosters. So you get non-foil box toppers, 2 of them per Double Masters box, and you get 2 foils per Double Masters VIP booster. Yes, that's right, things are more confusing than they need to be, and VIP boosters are obviously incredibly expensive. But the point I'm getting at is that people were upset. The original announcement said those box toppers would all be rare. Turned out Expedition map, Crop Rotation, and the 3 Tron lands are in there, and there's 3 others. There's going to be 8 common or uncommon upshifted ones. Now, we've seen this before with the masterpieces. We had Lotus Petal, for example, and Ornithopter, and we saw it with Expeditions as well, with some of the I think Core Havens are common or uncommon. Could be wrong on that one. And I can't bother to look it up because I'm not a very professional content creator. But I don't see why people are so mad now. It was a small copywriting error, I guess, because they did say they'd all be rare, but ultimately Expedition map and the Tron lands both see huge amounts of play across Modern and further, map being played in Post and Legacy, so those cards will demand some sort of price. It reminds me of the box toppers for Ultimate Masters. Whilst Kitchen Finks is one of the cheaper ones, it was still dearer or worth more money than storing Wildwood and Lava Claw Reaches, and the Eternal Witness one is one of my favourites from that, and that's worth like $60 now. So people getting like their panties in a twist over this, it seems to be misplaced frustrations. And sure, perhaps the map might be as low as $20 to get the foil one. I think it'll actually be more than that personally, but I'm no finance expert, so let's wait and see for that. But okay, yeah, they might not be the way to get your money back from the VIP boosters, because you're looking to open, I don't know, extended art foil Jaces and stuff. But here's my viewpoint on that. I think if you're trying to get your money back, don't buy the fucking VIP boosters. There's going to be such a massive swath, such a massive range of potential in terms of value from those things. Collector's boosters, we've seen it on this channel. I've opened dog shit ones for Throne of Eldraine, but my M21 ones were pure fire. But don't forget the oversaturation of alternate frames, arts, extensions and things like that. We've seen extended art Jaces only shortly before, and now we're seeing them again, and we'll probably see them in future. This is potentially an oversaturation of these foils, extended borders and things like that as well, and we don't know what the print runs of these things are going to be either. So I don't think you should be cracking $100 boosters trying to get your money back. I generally think the product's just not very good and people should be cracking it in general, but that's just me. I haven't seen the crop rotation yet with this tree folk art, and I love it when we get the order updated Council's Judgment, because originally that was set in the conspiracy plane, and I love it when we go back and get these thematic changes to the art. So let's talk about one of those thematic changes to the art here. We've got, well, Doubling Seasons obviously an Ikoria version, a dinosaur version, but this Mox Opal. Okay, let's zoom in on this Mox Opal. I'm going full easy content for today. The one I just made that's coming out tomorrow, that video took me ages to make. So today is easy peasy lemon squeezy content. Let's look at a lot of Mox Opal here. Look at this. This is the original shards printing that we can see. Not shards, was it? Mirrodin Besieged, whatever, that block, right? And then when we hover over it, we get the new extended border, new art one. As you can see, originally it's some Mirrodin hands, a Mirren's hand, should we say, holding the Mox Opal, an invention of the Mirren people. And then when we hover over it, it changes to this Phyrexian one with the sharp fingernails and the bone-like structures in the background. The original flavor text was, "The sons of Mirrodin have shone upon perfection only once." If we look at the new one, it says, "What crossed her mind defied orthodoxy. Could there be perfection beyond completion?" It's kind of damning that Mirrodin might just be completely fucked, or perhaps the Phyrexians are starting to doubt themselves and their weird orthodoxy and truth about completion and mechanical integration. Either way, telling some stories through these extra borders and stuff, I'm all for it. I just wish they'd, I don't know, go back to writing good books or putting short stories on the mothership, or I don't know, not retconning relationships they've used to sell queer people merchandise. There's also been some controversy around Dark Confidant as well, with it perhaps leaning on tropes from some sort of cliched and perhaps stereotyping and offensive stereotypes of Asians. This is obviously an Asian character being portrayed. They've got these spiky fingernails, and the clothes is very much of a Fu Manchu, like pulp villain, the Mandarin from Iron Man, that sort of thing. I know people are going to dismiss this and tell me in the comment section that I shouldn't get on my SJW high horse or anything, but when you've got Asian American people on Twitter saying that they find this frustrating, you got to kind of stop and listen to see how they feel, because they're not us and their experiences are different to our own. I guess the one thing I'd say about that is that Wizards of the Coast probably needs to work better to have a more diverse team. I know they're trying to get a diversity manager on the go at the moment by getting one person to manage all the diversity efforts. Sounds a bit bollocks if you ask me. You probably need a team so you can get varying views and viewpoints for these things. If you get one person of colour in from one community or one culture, that's not going to help with the art direction, allowing these sort of stereotypes to get through into your art. The other thing I'd say about these box toppers so far is that the Cyclonic Rift is probably going to be one of the most expensive, right? The Commander rares always are. I'm thinking Exploration, Cyclonic Rift and Jace are my picks for super duper expensive foil full art extensions. Force of Will as well. So yeah, if you open those, well done. So I guess we should go back and look at the other rares, because I mean, I already just done the top 3 lines here of things that have already been spoiled, and on the whole, predominantly it's been pretty good. But then we get into things like Kragenwick, Cremator, and Thragtusk. Thragtusk obviously being a great card. A frustrating card to play against in some ways, because it's just probably one of the best 5-drop green creatures ever printed. So it'd be fun to play with powerful cards in Limited, but again, why is it in here? This is a rare here, Heat Shimmer. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it has haste at the beginning of the end step, exile this permanent. 3 mana, cool card to play in Limited for sure. But do you want this in your premium price boosters? Same for Doomed Necromancer, same for Blade Splicer. I love myself a Blade Splicer Unlimited. But again, well of ideas in packs less expensive. Lavamancer, Magus, Grand Architect. Cord is good. Noble is good. Master Ethereum at one time or another was good. Council's Judgment was a $10 rare at one point. Stonehew Giant. Stonehew Giant is a really good example of how I don't think a lot of these cards are even for Limited, right? Stonehew Giant is a card for Commander or perhaps constructed decks looking to get equipment. At the moment we know there are multiple swords in here at Mythic I believe, so I don't think it's in here for the limit environment. Trying to open a rare and a Mythic to combine into a deck archetype seems fucking stupid. So unless we see some sort of artifact sub-theme with skull clamps or trusty machetes or butcher's cleavers or whatever in the common, uncommon slots, skull clamp is probably going to be printed at rare if it's ever reprinted again. In a limited environment, should I say. We've seen it at rare before as well. Then without those things, Stonehew Giant doesn't do anything. It's just a low cost rare and a premium product, but it also doesn't fill out any archetype in the limited environment. So I'm hoping to God, genuinely, so it's not a disingenuous attempt from them, we're going to see some sort of equipment sub-theme. If we don't, then it's just literally the best example of a rare slot being completely fucking wasted for no fucking reason. And what we're seeing here is, I think this is kind of what Iconic Masters should have been. Exploration, Vampire Hexmage, Phyrexian Metamorph, Wrath of God, Terastodon, Crop Rotation, Reshape, Oryx Salvagers. All of these cards are like key parts of like legacy decks and eternal decks. Reclamation Sage, Flicker Wisp. I mean, the Reflection Cycle is meant to be some sort of doubling up cycle within the set, which I didn't know until, or didn't realise until Brian mentioned to me when we were recording the podcast. I realised that there was meant to be a double theme in this, and to be honest, I'm really struggling to see it. Trash for Treasure is our first downshift that I've seen in this set, so we've seen a rare originally go to uncommon, but that doesn't do anything for anyone. I guess the pauper players are waiting to see what gets downshifted into common and fucks their form up for another 6 months. And then we're seeing reprints of things that we just haven't seen reprinted in a long time. Or even at all if you don't count like anthology sets. Atraxa, Brea, Kalia, Bruderclad. I mean, Joyrus, a Dominaria card, just making it in there. But I guess some Dominaria cards had to make it in. I lied, by the way. Voice of Resurgence is another downshift. We've got originally a Mythic, a Chase Mythic that cost far too much because no one opened any Dragon's Maze because the set was quite bad. And that's been downshifted to rare. So that should finally nuke its price, and any price memory it had will go. Geist of St. Trafford is the weirdest mythic here, without a doubt. People on Twitter were tweeting me, asking me what I thought of this, and was this some sort of mistake? Should they be angry? I mean, everyone's angry at this set already, so I mean, I don't have much input on that. But Geist is a weird one. Like, it's not a desirable mythic, and it's not hit for, like, limited, because mythics just generally aren't. So yeah, but I guess not every mythic can be a slam dunk by their own methodology. Not because that's how I believe it should be, but that's just Wizards of the Coast methodology that's always been. It's like asking them not to print in like New World Order or something now. Manor gets a reprint. That's a card that needed a reprint to bring down its price. And then we've got Sharoom the Hegemon. With Sharoom here as well as Oryx Salvagers and like Trash for Treasure, I'm starting to wonder if there is a like graveyard sub-theme to the artifact decks, and the artifact decks obviously splash through the Angu Esper Brea shard. So that's something I'm looking forward to drafting. And again, if we look at the artifacts, it's like the who's who of powerful artifacts that are either banned in places or frustrating to play against, but I believe should exist in Magic. I love stacks and things. We've got Chrome Mox, Mox Opal, Ensnaring Bridge, Trinisphere, Mana Crit, Multiple Swords, a Blightsteel Colossus, Wormcoil Engine, Duplicant, Walking Ballista, and Basilisk Collar, Mere Battlesphere, Kuldotha Forge Master, Conjurer's Closet, and Engineered Explosives. And Sundering Titan. Wow, I didn't even realize some of these have been spoiled. Sundering Titan, Sculpting Steel, Cranial Plating. That makes the artifact sub-theme seem more likely. Mishra's Bauble, Pyrite Spellbomb, Expedition Map, Pentaprism. All these incredibly iconic and powerful and constructed played cards. There are a few in here that are obviously Commander cards, Master of Ingenuity, Hammer Design, all the stuff I missed out going down, those two there. Conjurer's Closet is definitely more Commander, but it feels more iconic than these things. These things feel too new to me. Lux Cannon, I guess. That's kind of a whiffy rare, right? Sunforger, iconic Commander card. Treasure Keeper, I don't know what it does. Okay, that's a cool card. I think that was cool when it was first spoiled. Where was that spoiled? Kaladesh? Yeah. And the lands got Dark Depths, Academy Ruins, Blinkmoth Nexus, Glimmer Void, Thespian Stage. This does feel like a greatest hits. It's hard to say otherwise. I guess we're all expecting huge amounts of value in this set, and I guess that can't always be the way. We've got all the filter lands, we've got all the Tron lands too. At the moment, I'm not mad about the set. It looks like your standard Masters set. I think they're pulling out the stops a little bit more, like Force of Will and Jace and like Chrome Mox and Khan and stuff. It's crazy, honestly. There's going to be a load of whiffs, because there always is. And it's a shame the price has been jacked up because there's double rares per pack, when in reality it costs them the same amount of money to print rares as it does to print commons. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad about the Masters set, beyond what I'm always mad about. That premium price product doesn't achieve the reprint goals that they set out, and it doesn't help it be a limited set. But I think generally looking through it and talking through it today and trying to process my thoughts live on camera, I like it a lot. Generally do. I'm looking forward to drafting it. I probably won't draft it much physically. A, because of coronavirus, so I might not get draft it at all. And B, the cost of it as well, right? But Phantom drafts on Modo, that's the thing, Arena and Modo are great for this sort of stuff. I guess that's the final thing I'll say as well, as I've mentioned it now. With coronavirus like still ongoing, for them to release Jumpstart and this, both two sets that are supposedly aimed and designed to be limited sets, to have them launched during a global pandemic kind of defeats their own objective before they're even out of the gate. And it's funny because this isn't going to be on Arena either. Their flagship program will not have these master sets. It'll have Pioneer Masters in the future, but not this, which I also find deeply funny. Gives Modo something to do, I guess, but you'd think these things should be being gunned at to be on their super duper client. But that said, if you put this on Arena, that would prove that they want it to be the limited environment that you can play and play and play and play. The fact that it's not on Arena and they have no desire to put it on there, to me, says this set isn't about the limited environment. As with the poor rares showing, it's not about the limited environment. It's about creating that gambling addiction and getting people to crack packs for money. Yeah, anyway, that's me. That's the first roundup. I sound low energy, it's because I've had a long day of working on like 3 or 4 videos. That's why this one's so minimal effort in many ways. I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think of the format. I've been live going through and seeing some cards that I hadn't even seen yet. By the time I edit this in the next 20 minutes to get it out, something else would have got spoiled. I'm filming this at literally like 10 past 5 when I started on a Friday, after finishing the rest of my work for tomorrow's video and Sunday's video. I hope you enjoy it. If you like the video, hit the like button. Comment down below to let me know what you think of Double Masters, because it's an ongoing conversation, and I want to know. I want to know if I am being old man, being angry at clouds, or whether what I'm saying resonates with you as well, because that's important to me as a content creator. Hit the like button, smash my bell until it bleeds, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.